Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Survivor B&B here on RHAP. We know reality TV and we know Survivor because we are going to be talking about episode 6 of season 49 here on the B&B. Now, I know normally you hear Mike Bloom's wonderful voice, but due to our crazy travel schedules, we were not on the same page. We did not vote together. So you are getting me. You have heard him previously on the season so far. It is Pooya Zanvakili. Pooya, how are you doing?
Hi, everybody. It's Mike Bloom. No, it's not. It's actually me. Mike wore an outfit for the Amazing Race recap a couple weeks ago and said he's dressed like Pooya. I do not have a Mike Bloom outfit. I do, but I'm not getting in my birthday suit. So we are here. We are happy. We are excited. And Liana, always a pleasure to get to talk to you. I feel like we don't do this often enough.
I know. Well, we're getting together in the threesome I think everybody wanted. It is
What they're
such
saying.
a fabulous guest. We're always honored whenever he comes on the B&B. It is the winner of Big Brother Canada. Kevin Jacobs is with us. Kevin, how are you doing?
Oh, I tried to do a Mike impression. It just came out as a moan. Oh, what a good night for it to talk about Survivor. Oh, and what an episode we have
Why does
talked
Mike
about.
Bloom sound like Gallagher from that one episode of Celebrity Big Brother?
Like it.
Insert pun here, Mike Bloom. What's crack-a-lackin'? Excited to talk about some 49. Mighty fun.
Yeah, well, it is funny that this is the episode we got a lot of dad jokes, right? How did the hamburger introduce his wife? Meet Patty. So it is a very Mike Bloom coded episode. So we will be doing all of this, of course, for him. But let's not bury the lead. Kevin, you have had a very unique perspective in keeping up with the season. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So for those unfamiliar with my world of Big Brother, you can often keep up with a Big Brother season. It's kind of like a choose your own path adventure where you could watch the episodes, watch the feeds, just read social media. This season of Survivor 49, I've taken the social media route. So I watched like 10 minutes of the premiere, but I'm pretty familiar with the cast. I know what's going on. I see, Sophie navigating the nope, that's not Sophie. There are two Sophies in the merge. That's confusing. I see Sophie Ballerdi navigating the tough initial starting point that so many have to deal with when your tribe gets decimated. But I'm excited to talk about this big blindside episode.
Kevin, which Sophie did I draft? Do you not know which Sophie I drafted?
You know what? Seems like both of them are still in the mix, so good work.
Well, listen, I did draft both of them, so there you go.
I mean, I will tell you that the being surprised that there's a second Sophie, you are not alone because the people who are watching every single episode are
They're
also
doing my girl
surprised.
I
dirty.
haven't seen much mention of her online. Poor Sophie 2. Maybe she's Sophie 1 and we're just not getting that edit. That's so sad.
And honestly, that kind of was the storyline this episode was I am the new Sophie. Yeah, poor Sophie. I feel like her big moment was, hey, bananas are not a reward. They are a snack. This is not a whole meal. And then we didn't see her for like 2 weeks. So I'm happy we got a little something, but also I can't blame anybody because I do feel like Sophie's gotten the shaft this season.
I mean, we got a decent amount of content for her for this episode, right? We got to see, her talk about like she could be the new Sophie, the one with Just and I, take over that relationship with Alex. So I think we got a decent amount of some of the tribe dynamics here. But Kevin, what did you feel about them swapping from 2 to 3 tribes? I feel like that's what we've been talking about is sort of like, why?
You know what? I get the response. Why would you do that? It's just a one-time thing. So what I think the thing is like at least keep them on their toes. Like if you're going to change the format this much, keep it going. Have another swap to 4 tribes. Why not? Do it all.
I like that. You're like, you know what? They're not doing enough swaps. I think we need
swaps.
to do more.
Yeah.
I think Jeff would love that. I loved him in this episode where he got to just be like, oh, you think you're merging? No.
They're not merged. That is terrible news. So they went to 2, then they went to 3, and then they voted 1. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. My guess is that they are gonna be merging in this next episode. But I loved it when Nate, I think it was yeah, I think they go to the reward challenge. They don't know it's a reward challenge. Jeff goes, how are you guys feeling? And Nate goes on this whole thing about how, wow, 12, perfect number for a merge. And Jeff's like, oh, you're hoping for a merge. Nate goes, oh baby, like ready for the merge. Jeff's like, psych. Time to go to 3 tribes.
I saw this video on TikTok. Shout out Billy making the merge just said it, but it was like Jeff Probst loves 2 things. Those 2 things are letting you know, hey, you do not know what's going to happen on Survivor. He likes getting one over on you, and he likes to call in medical, and he got to do both those things in this episode in quick succession. Yeah, I don't understand why the number 3. I know we talked about being the threesome everyone wants here, but what is this fascination with the number 3 with Survivor? Why can't we remove this number from the equation a little bit? There's nothing wrong with 2. 2 is great. 2 is fun. 1
talking tribe wise, you talking finals? Like, it sounds like you got a problem with 3 overall.
More so to do with the starting tribes. I've always said, for me, final 3 versus final 2, I don't care. Like, I'm fine either way. I know a lot more people are purists and want the 2. But if I can ask for 1 3 to be taken out, starting tribes. I used to say it don't matter to me. It is what it is. It matters to me. It feels like I'm reliving the same season every year now, where it's like, all right, who's the designated bad tribe? All right, I'm not going to attach myself to any of you because I'm going to have to say goodbye to 4 of you in the next 2 weeks. And that is not fun. I feel like putting them going from 12 to 4, going from 6 people in a tribe to 4 people in a tribe. I don't like the whole nowhere to hide thing. Doesn't appeal to me, especially when it's like, okay, but the best thing is when you see a nowhere to hide, have options to then, guess what? Hide. Find a new route. We're talking with somebody here, Kevin Jacobs, who found new routes and navigated his way out of sticky situation all the time. You can't really do that when there's like 3 people. So I don't like that. I don't find that to be as appealing.
Would you feel better about it if there was an attempt to stop the decimation? Like if they started every tribe with like Flint, a bed, and like a spa retreat?
Listen, call me crazy. But I would not be opposed to the Flint just staying. I would not be opposed to that. I would not be opposed to comfort items being introduced more. I feel like we took away 13 days and said, yeah, the invoice is there's pain that's going to come elsewhere. And I don't see the appeal to that at all. Like, I don't need them to lose their minds over, and some of them really did oversell the fruit basket that Sophie refused to do. I don't need them to be that happy about the damn fruit basket. That should not be, they should not be selling that. I do not think you should be selling that, meaning they're not getting enough.
Do you think he's like indoctrinated reactions from people? Like they're like, oh, just they're so used to this over and over, so they almost know how to act. So they act that way, and there is a little bit of a facade where it's like, oh, it's just a banana. Like, oh my gosh, banana. Like, shout out to Sophie 1. I'm calling her Sophie 1. Shout out to Sophie 1 for calling that out.
Well, I mean, this episode, it was what? Grilled cheese, potato chips, and iced tea. They were going crazy for that. I mean, it's no Applebee's, but they were definitely excited. Well, and it was funny, the conversation. They were like, what cheese is this?
Well, one tribe gets the full fixins there. The other tribe just got raw grilled cheese. No washing it down with anything.
No. It didn't look melted also.
That's not a grilled cheese then. That's just this cheese sandwich.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Alex pretty much inhaled it, so it was difficult to see. But I think it didn't look melted. Like, it just looked like, like a cheese sandwich. Which is significantly less exciting.
That's a raw grilled cheese would be a cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. It was undercooked for sure. But I think but Kevin, I really want to ask you, because now this is like the first full episode that you really watched. Who's standing out to you from the season?
Yep,
is it Sophie 1?
Definitely watched this whole episode. I think that's Sophie. I think that's Sophie 2. I'm back to Sophie 2, the one who was on Kill It. I think it's hard not to root for her after going through that. You just get to know her a lot better. Preseason, I was reading a lot, obviously, for my Albanian brother, the Riz God, but haven't seen enough out of him, as
Mm.
well as in the episodes. I don't think they featured him enough, so I'd like to see that a little bit more. And then just this dominant game played by Alex. So that's the Kellys. Really, I'm excited about them.
Yeah, Alex was in a really interesting position in this this episode because the way the tribe breakdown happened was actually kind of interesting because with the new yellow, the new Hina, you basically had MC just on the outs. Seemed like if they had gone to tribal, that would have been a pretty open and shut case because you had the alliance of Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophie too, who all get along really well. They all seem pretty tight. Seems like MC was
Mhm.
kind of screwed outside of sort of her, beware advantage situation. Then when you get to Red, New Uli, that was interesting because also seems like what should have been a cut and dry situation with Nate being the odd man out. And we see Sophie 1 talk about this being like, yeah, Nate's screwed. But then as time progresses, you quickly see how Sophie 1 is pissed that Christina threw her name out as the potential decoy vote. So now we have some Hina or OG, like the original Hina, the original yellow, crime on crime because now they're not all on the same page, and Alex, as you mentioned, Kevin, has been able to get his way into that situation and create a lot of close bonds that he's seemingly in no danger whatsoever.
And it's super interesting, I think, also because given that they just switched, and sure, there have been, different orientations of these tribes so far, and you have like one day to work, that's not a lot of information. Even if you supposedly trust people, even if you have those bonds from the original tribe that you were on, like you kind of just got to move at a really good pace. And for good or bad, it forces you to almost like there aren't three levels of work happening. You kind of just got to go for what's in front of you and make quick decisions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's what we see. I mean, with both because original OG Blue got decimated. So now you see Sophie too and Alex both having to really do that, right? Just like immediately take whatever is in front of them. They're like, we have nothing. Please take me in. I will absolutely work with you. And we see this also happen with Steven, although this was kind of the Sage v. Shannon drama, Pooya, has been boiling for a while, and this ultimately ended up being where it spills over, and we finally get a conclusion to this long-awaited storyline.
Yeah, I don't blame Sage. If we get split, we get swapped yet again, and I'm with my number one ops in a 4-person tribe. I do not care that there's 3 of us from the same original tribe. You got to go now, and then I don't have to deal with you later. So, like, I kind of love the way she unapologetically decided what she wanted to do and put in the work to get there. It's just when it comes down to it again, and I don't want to harp too much on it, but when you're swapping for essentially, as Kevin said, 1 day and 1 day only, it
Mhm.
does not, like, you're just like, A, I'm trying to win tribal immunity, so I don't have to think about it. But then B, whatever's the quickest, easiest solution for me, let me just run with that. And I think for Sage, she had been brewing on this idea in the previous tribe swap where her and Shannon are the 2 on the outs. One of them's definitely probably going to go. I would like Shannon gone anyway, and she's the only other name. So it's easy to then here, they could have easily been like, you know what, Steven? Sorry, you gotta go. Like, we're OG here. I'm glad she didn't, because if that was brewing for 3-4 days, and just given the eye rolls themselves, you could tell she was not going to be able to put it back together with Shannon and move forward as if nothing's going on.
Mhm.
We've talked about a lot how hard it is to fake things around certain people. Like certain people, it's a lot easier for me to put a front in front of as opposed to others. If you're someone I can't put a front in front of, you got to go, because it's going to be exhausting for me to try and pretend. I can't do it.
Yeah, Kevin, what did you think of Shannon in this episode? She's quite the character.
Yeah. So getting so much out of Shannon in this episode. So funny, so curious. And I think it's like you're in this moment where you got to figure out how to just make it to the next day. And I almost wonder if like that pre-existing relationship, you could have just leaned in a little bit, just tried to pull on that and take
Mhm.
out young Steven, but
Yeah.
what I call
Yeah,
him
what
young Steven. By the
young
way,
Steve.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. I'm not trying to be
Okay.
this stuff. I would
Okay,
usually,
let's hear
I
it.
would, I would usually show up having watched this tape, taken notes, having done like extreme detail. I'm at a point in my life I'm so busy, and Liana and Mike Bloom, who had nothing to do with this, said, "Come on down, come on down." And I said, just so you know, I'm coming unprepared. So you know what? This episode, I think Shannon got. I think she could have done better. I think she could have made a move here, and the fact that Sage could not pretend in front of her, well, that's on you. You got to make sure that you pretend enough in front of other people to make them pretend in front of you.
And like Shannon had already been trying to sink her hooks into everyone else except for Sage, and then suddenly now is a 180 on Sage, and Sage has been watching from a distance, so she knew the minute Shannon tried to come up, she's like, this ain't happening. I can't do it. I'm not going to do that. There's no way. And I think, Liana, even the whole like, it wasn't even necessarily Steven going. Like it was just such a bad turn of events. I feel bad for Shannon. I do think that literally almost any other combination here, like if it was any other two from one from her original tribe that wasn't Sage in here with her, she's safe. It's just this combination did not gel for her.
Well, I just read the first chapter of King George's book. Because when he followed me on Instagram, I said, "Fine, George, I'll buy your damn book." And he was talking about
Is that all it takes?
Yeah, that's all it takes. Something easy. He didn't even say anything. I was like, "Fine, George. All right,
Like,
okay."
all right,
It's like, stop harassing me. I'll buy your book. And it's actually great so far. Good first chapter. And what he says is, you play the cards you're dealt, and she was dealt the Sage card. And what I will say is, from my perspective, Twitter scroller, is that Sage actually to me is one of the most dangerous players in a game today. And the reason is because if someone has like quirks like that, it can make people sort of ignore that. They kind of can see that person as one-dimensional, so then they will ignore the strategic prowess of this person or their ability to get something done, and then all of a sudden when they do, they might not even get the credit, which is great at this point in the game because you don't want the heat on you. But for me, you get dealt a player like this, you have to play with them, not against them, because it's hard to know what you're playing against if it's unpredictable.
I think that's a great point. And I think that Sage absolutely is being underestimated from that perspective. And what's actually wild is the way that she was able to use what Shannon did to turn the tables against her. Like, we know Sage has been after Shannon for a while, thinks she's disingenuous, thinks she's a liar, thinks she, like, does not like her, and was able to take Shannon's own actions of turning on Jawan and go to Jawan and be like, bruh, like, she's coming for you, man. Like, I'm doing this to help you. This isn't because I have secretly wanted her out for 3 weeks. It is because I am trying to help you. And then by proxy, obviously helping Steven by it not being a Steven vote, which he may, I mean, I know he was in on the potential Jawan plan, but still, it allows Steven, who likes Jawan, to be able to keep him safe. So it just felt like such a perfect opportunity for Sage to take advantage of that situation because Shannon wanted to turn on Jawan anyway.
Yeah, it was so flawless. I also, I have to commend her for being able to not only do that, but also continue to keep Shannon thinking everything's fine. Now, I don't know how much credit that can be given to the fact that Shannon didn't notice things, but from where I'm sitting, Sage is faking these kisses and really putting on the act as much as she needs to not reveal anything to Shannon. So.
And how about this Steven gentleman? Because
young Steven,
young
Steven. Yeah.
You go into this tribe of 4 with the other 3, keep me honest here, who started on an OG tribe together.
Yep.
Now, from the outside, very easy to say, y'all stick together. It's the new era. Typically, the tribe that comes in that can control things, whatever the numbers look like, tend to do well. But their inability to get on the same page, see, this Steven gentleman is not even in danger. It seems like he didn't even have to lift a finger. They just imploded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had options. He basically had
Mhm.
options on a 4-person tribe. I mean, maybe didn't necessarily have the deciding vote, right? Because what was Sage gonna do if he said no, I still want to vote Jawan, right? It's like, okay, well, fine, then we're gonna vote you out. But still, like the fact that it was between two OG Uli members of the Red tribe, like that's ultimately who they were deciding between, I think is so fascinating. And I think also because they have or had 6 original members remaining. So it felt like this is such a straightforward path, but the
Oh,
fact that they haven't been able to vote for each other though, I think it made them antsy to want to vote for each other.
Yeah,
Kevin,
I
yes,
think
you had a reaction. I need to know.
look, it's one of those things that until you're in it, you can't judge, but from the outside, 6
Mhm.
people going into the merge, that's so good, especially if you want to sacrifice one. So if I'm Sage and I'm thinking, maybe at the merge is the time to get Shannon out, like that just gives sort of a sacrificial lamb, where in some ways, sometimes you get like these 3 original tribes to the merge, and they're like, oh, we got one of yours last time. We got one of ours last time. Let's get one
Mhm.
of yours. And for some reason, people agree. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think you got to stick 6 strong once you get there, but I do think that the more you have at the merge, especially with this kind of chaos, the better.
I
Mhm.
think what helps Steven's case also is that the last two tribals, two people from the original Hina did go out. I think that helps him. Typically, we'll see this happen where if there is, because as the script dictates, sometimes it feels like with 3 tribe seasons in the new era, if one tribe gets decimated, the other 2 tribes start brewing this rivalry of we need to get the jump on them before they can make the jump on us. So they were able to get that done early. And so now you could start looking at it from a more individual perspective, as the merge is going to be very close, to be like, if I'm going to be associated with this group of 6, that might be bad for me because I could be a casualty early on, or they could be looking at me and 1 or 2 people from my side flip over. Let's make ourselves look smaller and then go from there. I don't even think that's what the motivation was here. I think the motivation was Sage did not want Shannon to make it further, but I think also someone like Steven had recognized that Shannon can and is putting on a good display in front of everybody socially, but also it can very much be for game. Sage saw it as very performative for game. So getting rid of an individual like that is pretty good to start things off for you in your journey on the merge, especially if you're original red, because there's less of you now. So even at
Mhm.
a final 11, there's now 5 of you and 6 of everybody else. But I think they also recognize that they've made good moves with Sophie. They feel like they've got Sophie there. So there's really not too much of a risk to go after a Shannon here.
Mhm. Yeah, I do want to take advantage of our reality TV expert that we have here. And I'm not saying you have to name names, but think about the most annoying person you've played with on one of these reality TV games, Kevin. How do you handle being with someone that you do not vibe with?
For me, I try and get as close to them as possible,
Okay.
because it's just like you kind of just have to filter it through that. And ideally, it's not a thing that's personal to me. It's that they're annoying
Mm.
everyone, in which case, like, come, I'll be your friend. Like, I'll keep you around. I can deal with your smell or attitude or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, because you kind of just got to filter it through the unseriousness of whatever game you're playing. Um, hmm, who are the most annoying people that I've played with? It's I think fundamentally here there's something interesting going on where Shannon's
Okay.
like more of the like traditional gamer where is filtering reactions through the game, whereas
Mhm.
Sage is who she is. She is there's no difference between the game and life, and so there is that moment of like a reality TV where you're kind of, for some people, I mean, academically, when there are cameras on you, your personality changes. That is just a fact. Like
Mhm.
there's academic published writing that is way beyond my knowledge that talks about these things. But I think it's super interesting when you have these two forces where I think fundamentally Shannon wasn't necessarily fake enough because Sage wasn't fooled. And where she
Mhm.
failed was not the fake. It was being fake enough that she could fool Sage, whereas Sage is playing where she's not going to put that up. So it's like almost these really two opposing forces. I'm not saying one is right or one is wrong, just that Shannon
Mhm.
could have executed better on that side.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that and Pooya, you brought this up as well. Like it's not just Sage who's noticing this, and I think even Savannah, like way back in the very first episodes, was like,
Yes.
like she's a shark, right? I mean, basically being able to say that, yeah, she's got this sort of like hippy dippy, love everybody kind of persona, but you can tell she's gaming under there. And Steven picked up on that, and
Yeah.
Savannah has picked up on that.
I think everyone has and does see and recognize chameleons amongst them socially when they're, living their day-to-day life. There's always somebody who somehow has something to say about every interest you have, can start tailoring their conversations towards your interests. And once you go through this enough, it can become a little more transparent. Like, it's not saying again that Shannon was being disingenuous. It's just that is a very scary trait to see in a game like this. And then also once you see it happen more with people that are not you, now it feels disingenuous. Now it's like, oh, so you just do this with everybody. You just talk like this with everybody. Okay, so I'm not special. So you didn't actually care. It can then feel, if you're a friend to everyone, you're a friend to no one, right? So yeah.
So let me explain what that was. Do you see how uncomfortable that was?
Please
Were you
explain.
laughing?
Okay, so there
I can't tell.
so there's studies. Okay, let me explain. This is
Yes, please.
this is what because of what you
Please.
said, Pooya. So
Uh,
there's studies that show that when you are in a room with like your friends or people you're comfortable with, your brains actually get to the same wavelength, and when you laugh, you're laughing in the same register. But when someone laughs totally off, like I just did, whether up or down, it's actually extremely uncomfortable. And so
Mm,
in these games, part of the issue when you're trying to be that chameleon is you have to be getting on someone's brainwave. There are little
mm,
different unique ways to do that where you like mirror body language or repeat things to them. But if somebody's off, it can actually be really disconcerting, and not necessarily off from the group, just off from where you are. And that's why with so many strong personalities, you could feel like that. And obviously these two, their brains were just like flip-flopping from place to place, and they could never align. So to each other, their laughs probably both sounded like whatever that nuts thing I just did was.
yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Coherent
So
points, right?
amazing demonstration. You showed us what you meant. You explained what you
Mm.
meant. Wow, I feel so much smarter knowing.
Have a good
Well,
day.
I think
Goodbye.
thank you, Kevin. Yeah. Well, the other thing is also Shannon remembered the womb. So I just want to like I have no specific comment about that, but I guess she remembers her incubation period. Very interesting. So, she's definitely telling the truth with everything. So,
Who doesn't?
eh, who doesn't? Yeah, who doesn't?
womb, there it is.
That's thank you.
Welcome.
Look, well, we've talked a lot about Shannon, but let's continue on
Five big
and
womb,
boom, boom,
womb,
yes.
womb.
Get her that chicken bake. 5 big wombs for Shannon. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's talk about our preseason predictions that we had for Shannon after we give her 5 big wombs. Pooya has Mike's prediction, which I think let's go ahead and play that first. So, this is again, as we do every season, Mike and I predict what we think is going to happen to each of these players in terms of their boot order. So, Pooya, what did Mike think Shannon was going to do this season?
All right. So Mike thought as follows.
Hey everybody, so sad I can't be here at the B&B this week, but at the time you all are recording, I will already be on the West Coast in San Francisco for our upcoming festivities, which I am super excited about. I hope everyone who is going to any of the activities happening this week over in San Fran, come over, say hi, but I am so excited to listen to you, Liana, and Pooya, and Kevin break this all down. Obviously, it was a heartbreaking week for our neighbors to the north, but a heartwarming panel to discuss what I thought was a very fun episode of Survivor, culminating in the boot of one Shannon Fairweather. But rough weather was certain to be on the horizon for her to begin with, because I had Shannon getting voted out pre-jury. Here's what I wrote. To mine and many people's surprises, Shannon is surprisingly subdued out of the gate. Her early days on Uli are spent less so gaming and more so vibing, leading meditations and ensuring she have deep one-on-one conversations with everyone. Of course, Shannon makes an immediate connection with Sage. The two connect on spirituality as the odd ducks decide to join the same strategic pond. However, as Shannon gets more comfortable with her tribe, the more she begins to open up about herself in the lovingly gregarious way that we're used to. This will make her the primary pre-merge antagonist of Savannah, who will see consistently complain that her vibe is not her vibe. When Uli finally loses a challenge, Shannon is eager to put her hybridized Boston Rob AI Jesus advice to work. Alas, her boot in the game, much like her chatbot activity, is prompt. Shannon is an easy, near unanimous boot as she's given last call to get sent back to her parents' 4-floor sports bar. After her torch is snuffed, she'll turn around and give a Dorothy esque individual goodbye to each person and where their spirits connected the most out on the island. Nearly all of it is unfortunately cut for time. Her ally is Sage, and her enemy is Savannah. Woo! The vibe I'm picking up from this one is not great. I was relatively off the mark on this one. I don't want to put words in your mouths, but I'm sure Liana's was better. Liana's is always better. Anyway, cannot wait to listen. Can't wait to be back on the B&B next week, and excited to see what's going to happen with the actual merge coming this week.
Wow.
Thanks, Michael.
Also, I like the Blue Jays dig right at the beginning.
Unnecessary. Why are we talking about that? Why'd you bring that up?
That was brutal.
I can't legally speak about that.
Yeah, understandably.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot to say. Okay.
He did have a lot to say. Okay, very interesting. So Mike had Shannon going pre-jury, and I agreed. So like I said, Shannon pre-jury, and here's what I wrote about her. I said, what a character. Shannon dominates the confessionals and social dynamics on Uli, and neither in a good way. She can't stop talking and rubs many people the wrong way, apart from Jawan, who enjoys her kooky energy. Even the viewers at home tire of her whole thing. When Uli loses their first immunity challenge, it is a done deal who is going first, although the editors do their best to make it seem like Jawan was in any sort of danger. Shannon lives up to Mr. Swoop Goat's comment on her Mike Bloom YouTube interview, saying, I think this is what Jeff meant when he said there are some players who have no chance of winning on day one. Her ally was Jawan, and her enemy was the rest of Uli. So clearly, neither Mike nor I think most of the viewers had high hopes for Shannon in this season. It did seem like she was doing well, at least initially, but ultimately ended up sort of crashing and burning in the preseason. So, Kevin, you now have the opportunity to award one of us a point, either Mike or I, for who had the better prediction.
Well, actually, when we were scheduling this podcast, Mike said to me, hey, would you rather record on this day with me or this day with Liana? And I said, Mike, I've made enough choices lately. And so that one's for you, Pooya. So
yeah, one of us has to get murdered. It's fine.
I actually think that I really wanted to pick you, Liana, but I think that Mike's was off in like a really nice way, where this connection with Sage was central to Shannon's story. He thought they would get along, but they just clashed, which is kind of beautiful. So he nailed that. It sounded like his pre-merge was a little bit closer to the merge, and he also kind of nailed her tone a little bit better. So I'm gonna give this one to Mike by an inch.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think absolutely. I think being able to point out that connection with Sage that basically starts well and gets sour, because that is what we saw. So in the earlier part of this season, we see Sage and Shannon have a close relationship where actually Sage is like, to Shannon says, hey, we need to vote out Savannah. And then Shannon goes and tells Savannah, which ends up causing a whole thing. But that was because Sage felt comfortable enough with Shannon in those early days to be able to talk with her about that. So I think that's a very apt and accurate piece of his prediction. So congratulations, Mike. Even when you're not here, you're still winning. Hashtag winning. Okay, so we have talked. Oh, actually, sorry. Before we get into the game for
Go full
today,
Charlie Sheen for a second. Hashtag winning. What?
hashtag
You did.
winning.
You hit us with a throwback on that
Way
one.
to bring it back, Liana. Everybody's
Thank
been
you.
waiting. What's
I'm
old is
extremely
new.
topical with my
Oh,
references.
yeah,
Thank you very
exactly.
much.
Tiger blood.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been saving that one. Well, I do. Again, not to be too out of date, but unk is a common term being used now in the regular vernacular. But what the survivors have done this season is really capitalized on Uncle Jay. Kevin, how do you feel about the Uncle Jay nickname for Jeff?
I'm actually okay with it. Like a lot of people
Okay.
now it's easy to hate on. A lot of people now grew up with him, and he is like, if you're not as plugged in as us, he is like, this friendly like figure that followed you through whatever. Like I get it. Like Uncle Jeff, like as much as he wants to be the strict father that he used to be, he's not. Like his kids are all grown up. He's softened a bit. So I got no issue with it. He's kind of everybody's uncle.
Okay, so we're leaning into it. Yeah, I think it's good. I think what would be funny is if they just keep changing the familial relationship, like as it goes along. So then, you can go like Peepaw Jeff at a certain point in time. Who knows when he's going to retire or just continue on the trend.
Great
But
uncle.
I think it's fun. Great Uncle Jeff.
I have
Great
been
Uncle
watching these
Jay.
videos lately with this guy Unk, and you don't mess with Unk. So Unk is this guy who they just became influencers. It's called the most dangerous gym in America, and their training method. Look them up.
Okay.
It's not scientific. It's not healthy. They train to like
Sure.
failure beyond failure, and what they do is they go to the gym, and this dude Unk shows up, and they do whatever Unk says. And Unk has rules: sweatpants, sweatshirt, no color in your water. Like don't show up with a Gatorade or you're running on the hill. And this thing has just blown up. If that is the Unk that Jeff is going for it, I stand by it. I know that if Jeff went to the most dangerous gym in America, he wouldn't make it though. It's horrific.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he was struggling in this episode. It's hot out there in Fiji, so who knows? But
He's
maybe
still
maybe
back
he
to
should.
the wide brim hat.
Yes, I would actually love that for him. But maybe he should channel more of this Unk character.
Oh, and
He's being too nice.
Unk loves people, but when you need Unk's a firefighter, and when Unk's seriously fighting out there, he needs you don't get to take water, you don't get to take breaks. So Unk pushes everybody to be their best. He shows love in like a tough way.
So if Jeff, so we had the whole Christina incident also in this episode where
Naturally.
Christina, seemingly the diagnosis was like she's too excited by the doctor, not the fact that like they're not eating and it's really hot and she could be having heat stroke and be dehydrated. It was like, there's just so much adrenaline and excitement with the tribe swap. Like that's her official doctor diagnosis. But how would Unk Jeff treat Christina in this situation?
Yeah, so I think he would let her take her time, recover, and then he would I think back to when Unk's nephew Hottie failed a 405-pound squat, and then came back and tried again, and Unk was so proud of him. It isn't the failure, it's that you get back to it. And so I think for Christina, just the fact that she had this very scary moment and continued to fight in the game, I think Unk would be really, really proud of her, probably push her and then give her a hug.
I feel like let's just gloss over the nephew named Hottie, but maybe should Jeff give out nicknames to the contestants more
What is
often?
it,
Used
flavor
to,
of
and then
love?
they'd show
No.
up and they'd be like, Jeff, call me Jacobs. Like as soon as he went for one last name, it was over.
No, I'm not saying like something common.
Nephew?
I'm saying I'm saying it could be that, but I'm saying more like in Flavor of Love, like where it would be, this is pumpkin or this is, Hottie, right? That was actually where I got the idea. I feel like maybe we're just like, again, we're not
It's
going
like
far enough.
H-A-E-D-Y, not Hottie. Like,
Oh!
it's like his name. It's not like he's not like calling his nephew Hottie.
No,
No.
like H-O-T.
No, that's his name. No,
Oh,
but should Jeff
never
give
mind.
people nicknames? Sure. Cutie, hottie,
Yeah, New York. This is Pumpkin. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. All right, never mind. Scratch that
Unc
idea.
doesn't joke around a lot.
Oh, okay.
He's pretty intense.
Pretty locked in, pretty
He's
serious.
like, I will send you a video of Unc after. It's just don't watch it before you go to bed.
Okay.
He won't sleep.
I don't know. Yeah, a little traumatized, but I'm in. I'm here for it. Okay, well, let's play the game we have set up for today. So, look, we've had a ton of swaps this season. We've gone from 3 to 2 to now back to 3 with only 4 people per tribe. So it was only fitting that we swap things around a little bit here and play our anagrams game. So the way that this works is I have taken the names of the survivor players, put them in an anagram generator, and then taken those anagrams. So it's basically all the same letters, just rearranged. And it's up to the two of you to try to guess which survivor from this season I'm talking about. So this does include previously eliminated players. It's basically the entire cast. So if you want to go ahead and pull up a list of all their names. Now, for context, some of them have like quote unquote, nicknames. So for example, like Annie, I believe her full name is Kimberly.
Right.
I used Annie and then her last name. Same with, I think, one of the Sophies also has a nickname. So just keep that in mind as we're going through and playing the game. Now, we also need, the way that we do this is we have you buzz
MC, you
in.
use MC's full name?
I use MC. And then her last name.
That's a pretty easy anagram. Okay, all right.
No, I mean, it's first and last names, Kevin.
Okay. All right.
Imagine.
You're not going to throw up. Okay, all right. Cool.
It's just, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. Okay, so you both need a buzz-in sound. It can be whatever you want. It can be a noise. It can be a phrase, just something that indicates that you are ready to answer, because I am just going to read the anagram, and then the first person to buzz in has the opportunity to answer. If they're wrong, the other person will get an opportunity to answer. So, Pooya, do you have your buzz-in sound?
Meep, meep.
Okay, we got a meep, meep. Kevin?
I mean, I had one, but when you did that, Pooya, just all right.
Wait, no, I want to hear it. No, you have to go with your original idea.
Okay, it was just Unc. It was just Unc.
Okay,
yeah,
beautiful.
That works.
I love it. That's perfect.
Yeah, but I wanted a sound to match yours.
It doesn't have to be a sound. I think mine I usually just always yell 69. Unc. Okay, great.
Okay. All right.
Fabulous. Okay, let me go ahead and read for you our first anagram. So again, remember, the first person to buzz in gets the first crack at it. Your anagram is, I am late, jerk.
Unc.
Yes, Kevin.
My Canadian brother, Jake Latimer.
That is correct. Yes. Yes, his name anagrams to I am late, jerk, or also llama jerk tie, if you're interested in that. Okay, perfect. Kevin's on the board with 1 point. Our next anagram is, oh, relax, emo. Oh, relax, emo. Oh, relax.
Meep.
Emo, yes.
Alex Moore.
That is correct. Yes, Alex Moore. Oh, relax, emo, which is so funny for him. I just love that.
Alex Moore. There are 2 Moores on the. There are 2 Moores on the.
Not related. Yeah.
Alex but that's so much better than 2 Sophies, because it's like you don't learn people's last names on Survivor typically.
Yes, that there has been no confusion over the Moores. There has been much confusion over the Sophies. So yes.
Unless you're on the mat and you say, Jeff, call me. Call me my last name, because I want to be a Survivor legend.
Or come up with a goofy nickname. Call me Giggles, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, we've already have Rizgod. So, and I mean, I know he's not like doing that as an outward persona. That's just more of his like confessional persona, but still.
He's really got to tap into the Albanian reality TV community. Like
is that what he's missing?
Rizgod, if you're listening, my brother, you gotta find the people who go crazy in Albania. They will love you. They will do things for you you'd never expect. The Albanian community, like I'm telling you, if they love you in reality TV, you will live a life of you could only dream of.
You we gotta get him marketing over there. More visibility.
Tell him to
Yeah.
message me. I'll bring him to the association meetings.
Perfect. You heard it here first. Kevin Jacobs will make the connection. All right. Here is our next anagram. 1 vanilla, a hush. 1 vanilla. Yes.
A hush.
Wait, you said unk? Did you just say unk?
No,
I
didn't.
Oh, I thought Pooya did.
Meep.
Yeah.
Yes, meep. Yes.
Savannah Louie.
Yes, that is correct.
It's a
No,
I
much
thought you were
better
buzzing in with Kevin's.
It's a much better answer than my Nicole Mazzullo.
Well,
Correct.
the noise I emitted was. Can you say that again? Did you say a hush?
Yeah, 1 vanilla, a hush.
A hush. So was an A before the hush.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you needed an extra A. Basically, there was a free A. Anyway. Okay, right. So let's move on to our next anagram. Lazy icon mole. Lazy icon mole. Lazy icon.
Okay, yeah, Unk.
Mole. Yes.
Nicole Mazzullo.
That is correct. Yes.
All right, okay.
As soon as you said that, I knew which one was next. I was like, okay, let's
Thanks for giving me that softball.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That was definitely planned.
But sometimes
All
it's
right.
like sometimes like too much in your head. Like someone asks like a really easy question, then you're like, no, it can't be that.
Like, I don't know.
It can't be that.
Okay. We are actually all tied up 2-2 going into our next anagram. Here is the next one. NASA devil. NASA devil. And I'll give you a hint, it is not Steven. NASA devil.
Meep.
Correct. Yes, Pooya.
Annie Davis. Oh, thank you. It is correct.
Correct. Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, good work. Annie.
Yes.
She seems nice.
NASA devil.
NASA devil.
NASA devil. I'll fake a space. I'll fake a moon landing.
Yeah, her and Steven can be in cohorts together. Yeah, Steven's
space program
engineer.
manager from
Space
Littleton,
man.
Colorado, 35.
That is correct. Yes,
got
thank you.
no heat in episode 6, despite being with 3 people who were on our original started tribe. Very impressive.
I know. An
Steven,
icon.
good work.
Look at him go. All right, your next.
In NASA, or is it different? Is it like another program?
I think he works for Lockheed Martin. I don't. Yeah, I don't think he works for NASA.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
All right, gotta check the LinkedIn.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Go check his LinkedIn profile. Your next anagram is just a real no. Just a real no.
Yeah. Unk.
Yes, Kevin. Yes.
Jason Trull.
Yes, that is correct. I felt so bad for Jason, but it was so funny. Just a real no.
I was saying
Poor
there
Jason.
to distract Pooya before I
I think it worked.
It did. I kind of got spooked. I was like,
He panicked.
Yeah.
Next level anagram strategy. All right. Well, this is for all the marbles because this is the final anagram I've prepared, and we are tied 3-3. So here is your final. Huh?
You said 3, 2, and 3. Who has 2 points?
3, 2, 3. No. Those are the number of tribes. It was 3, 2, and then 3. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was. I
but
wasn't
who
talking
has
about you guys.
2? Yeah, but who has 2?
Which one of us has 2 though?
I have 2 points.
Okay.
You have
2.
So I think it's 3, 2, and 3.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Because that makes sense. Yeah. I actually can't win here. It's tough. So
sorry.
unfortunately, here we are. It's okay.
Lucky.
Your final anagram is kiss their ego. Kiss their ego.
Young.
Yes, Kevin.
Sophie won.
Yes. Congrats, Kevin. Yes,
I was
it
so
was
ready to
Sophie
buzz
one.
it. Earlier in the podcast, you said
Yeah.
you said I did MC one. I was so ready to just not listen and just go MC.
You're like, I know exactly what this is. No, it was your favorite, the icon, the fruit hating
Oh my god.
icon, Sophie one,
Need
ready
so
to be
much
the main
more of
Oh
character.
her.
my God.
She is the
Yeah.
opposite of passion fruit. She is
Mhm.
dispassion fruit. She hates
Dispassion.
every all of them. Apples, bananas, oranges,
Very, yeah.
papaya,
Thank you for naming as many fruit as you could think of, Kevin.
peach,
You want to keep
plum,
going? Okay.
um,
Yeah.
strawberry, blueberry, blackberry,
Uh-huh.
kiwi,
Oh, cool.
mango, melon, honeydew. Um, ooh, what about that delicious pear? How about a pear? Did you forget about the
Shout out to all
pears?
the pair.
How about the
Gotta get
pears?
that. All right, let's call it there with the pear.
Proud of you. That was a lot of fruit. Well, Sophie would still hate all of it. So, but she did give you the winning point, Kevin. So, congratulations. You have won our anagrams game. It's quite close, as
Yeah.
we know, 3-2 to 4 as our final score. And thank you
Mhm.
both for playing. Well, is there anything else that either of you want to say about this episode, the season in general? Anything else Survivor related?
I'm seeing a lot of hate for this season. It's not that bad. We got some characters. We got some people. Love Jeremiah. Like he was great. We love Jeremiah.
Mhm.
I think we got some storylines that have yet to be paid off going into this merge. So let's see how it all plays out. I'm excited. We got a couple of Moors. We got a couple of Sophies. We got a couple of other people whose name starts with S. Someone who voted someone out because of a lack of vibes. An Albanian hero coming into his own. Like pretty
Mhm.
excited. How's Christina gonna bounce back from that moment in this episode? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to see what Unk throws our way in this next little
Mhm.
bit. And yeah, I mean, stop hating on 49. It is so good.
Yep. Unk J coming in clutch.
Mm.
Pooya.
And I think it's the season's about to pick up because I definitely do feel like a lot of people had felt a little bit of like lack of excitement. And I think also it does work against the show when it's sandwiched between a lot of other good reality shows happening simultaneously or right before. But I do
Mhm.
think the merge is about to pick up. We're going to be gone. The predictability factor is going to be gone somewhat, I'm hoping. And we're going to see a more dynamic, fluid, everyone all over the place game. That would be ideal.
Yeah, and you know what? I think now is the perfect time to start watching this season if you haven't.
That's a good endorsement. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, I've been critical of some of the elements of this season, but I do echo those feelings. Like I do feel like we're going into a merge. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think that there are those unfinished storylines. I think that it's going to be really interesting to now see everybody in such a larger group because you get basically you just increase the number of combinations of people who can interact with one another. So you're going to get the most exciting types of interactions because so many people are all together. I think that there are, apart from maybe that sort of solid Uli 4, which would be, I mean, I guess now Savannah or Shannon's gone. So it's really like Sophie 2, Rizzo, Shannon or Savannah and Nate. Like that's maybe the strongest group going into this, but who knows? People are kind of onto them being so tight together. So I think that this is going to be a really fun and really chaotic merge. So I'm really looking forward to not only next episode, but the remainder of the season. So that does it here for us today. Thank you, Kevin, for coming on, giving us all your fun takes. We really appreciate it as always.
Thank you so much for having me. One of my
Oh,
favorite podcasts to do. It's just fun. It's not
it's
like the
just
other ones
fun.
where you
I know.
leave just in so much like mental and physical pain. This is just fun.
Exactly. We're here to have fun. We're also here, though, to highlight charities and organizations that are doing good work out here in the world. Kevin, what would you like to plug today?
Yeah, so I'm actually doing I'm fundraising right now. I through actually Big Brother a couple years ago, I got invited to this gala. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get invited to a lot of galas. I'm gonna
Oh,
put
a
on my
gala.
tuxedo, show up. And what the gala was called Motion Ball. And Motion
Okay.
Ball is an organization that supports Special Olympics here in Canada. I am north of the border. And what it does is it raises money to promote Special O, to support the athletes. It also helps like get young people involved. So this gala really, it's like almost like a Trojan horse party where it's like amazing and you get like professional athletes there and, famous people. But really what it is it inspires them to volunteer, and you see then these events popping up all over the country. So like they do a day of sport, which is unbelievable, because like sometimes you give to charity and you're like, I'm ranting but I will. Sometimes you give to
Keep
charity and you're
going.
like, where did my money go? I don't know, I can't see it. But they do this day of sport called the Marathon of Sport, where you get to play all sorts of different sports with Special Olympics athletes, and you actually get to see like the impact of your contributions. So with that said, if you want to support me on my journey, I'm trying to raise $3,000. We're getting there. It is mball.ca/kj. I got a specific URL there, mball.ca/kj. I like when I am on a television show to do some sort of charitable work in conjunction. And so this is my project this time around. So go and check that out. And yeah, I'm also on a television show right now that is Traders Canada, but that's all I can really say at this point. It's on television on Tuesdays on CTV and Crave the next day.
It is. It is. Yeah. And I mean, I'm just saying you should definitely watch it. So coming from me,
It's a good
Liana,
show.
who hmm?
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's a
You,
great
Liana, tell
show.
us about Liana.
Uh, well, I
What
mean,
network is
I
that
think
on?
yeah, no, don't watch that. It hasn't been picked up yet. No, but Pooya, I think, should talk about what is going on in his universe, given the all of the traders that is going on right now, not just in Canada.
I get screeners through Juliana, so I'm in a very exclusive club there.
Very
But
lucky.
traders, yeah, I'm currently doing the old double dip. 2 different seasons happening at the same time. Celebrity Traders UK has been so much fun. We're actually wrapping that up this week. The finale is upon us, but it was only 9 episodes total. So if you're looking for a show to binge over the weekend, that's the one you want. It's right there. Especially if you're watching the other show I'm covering, which is Traders Canada. We are about to talk about episode 3 this week. So really, you are watching Traders Canada. It's once a week. You're savoring that moment. It's tasty. If you're looking for other shows, there's
Good
another Traders
cast.
out there.
Really good cast. I heard the cast on that is like
Is a
excellent.
banger.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
cast some real icons,
Yeah.
like pros.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it.
It's really, really impressive.
Yeah. And I also talked to star of the show, Liana Boraas, over on the Pooya and Liana Lounge every week. So we're going to talk this week. I don't know about what yet because we haven't recorded, but I'm sure it's fun. Last week we had a good time. It was our Halloween episode. We definitely dressed up. So make sure you check that out. And 90 Day Fiance. I'm still doing that lovely show. We're talking. I made the switch over from Happily Ever After to The Other Way, and I've got Jason Reed joining me this week. So check that out. And then find me on all socials at Pooyaism or twitch.tv/Pooya.
Fantastic. Yes. As Pooya mentioned, you can catch us on the Pooya and Liana Lounge chatting about everything. Also, Pooya and I did a spooky, scary stream video game together on his Twitch channel, which we're going to be circling back to and playing again. So if
Don't need
you
to watch that.
yeah, if you want to see Pooya freak out and scream, it's so funny. 10 out of
It's
10.
skippable.
Do recommend.
I'm sold.
Yep. See? That's all it needs. It's hilarious. His freakouts are so funny.
Humans are so interesting. The moment you're like, don't check it out. I'm like, what? Like, show
Wait,
me.
you mean like,
Yeah.
oh, no, I need to watch it now.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Reverse marketing. Okay. Anyway, thank you to the whole RHAP team for all of their help behind the scenes, getting this out into your eyes and ears. Thank you, Will from America, for our wonderful theme song. And we'll check you out at your next stay.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.